Hi guys. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Bold choice for a second video. But cut me some slack, this game's really fun. Actually, I know it looks like a Gooner game, but it's really good.
漆黒の闇が訪れ、月明かりだけが大地を照らすと、狩りの時間が始まる。絶えず人間の血を欲しがるヴァンパイアたちと、そのヴァンパイアを狙うハンターたちの時間が。
Land of the Abandoned. Yeah, but no, this game, I saw it on Steam not too long ago. I was telling a friend about roguelikes, because that's the kind of game I like. And I remember seeing this just on the store page while I was browsing the genre. And I'm like, oh, that's Hades combat. But it looks a little punchier. Not that Hades' combat isn't punchy, but like, I like the impact this one has over Hades, I think. Also, we're doing the Lord's work with some of these enemies. Some of these guys be looking a little sus. Really doing the Lord's work. Let's see here. Deals physical damage to nearby enemies when an enemy is killed. That's good. Are we doing a lot of physical? Oh yeah, that's mostly what we're doing. So, yeah, it was like $7 at the time, so I gave it a try. Because the trailer looked good. And I am very impressed. Got a fresh save started. You can see I kind of played a lot of this game. I haven't gotten the human ending on 2 of them. And this one's one of the ones I haven't gotten the ending, but I love little bat friends. I think it should be... It'll be a fun little game to play for a bit. Whee! I was reading the terms of service before I started, you know, really thinking about this. And I have to say, this is another instance where I would have liked some clearer guidelines, because, you know. Man, this is so hard to talk about, because I don't know if I can, like, say certain words, because so many other YouTubers, like, censor themselves. So I'm just going to try to dance around it. But you know, you can see that there's some provocative images maybe in this game. And it mostly said that, you know, it should be fine as long as it isn't made to be gratifying. This is Lillian. Oh, you must be from the Order. I just harvested something. Would you like to try it? It's garlic, something vampires absolutely despise. I planted a few enhanced garlic cloves, and they won't come anywhere near here. Sometimes I see flowers that bloom after absorbing the earth's blood. When I see them, I often think of my late master. They say the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Let me know if you need anything. Right? Let's pick up some garlic, because I feel bad. But, I guess one could say I grew up, you know, very religious, very surrounded by Puritan culture. And for me, seeing you know, nuns, which are kind of like a poster child for purity culture, kind of like taken back. I don't know. It is not gratifying to me in that way, but it feels empowering, I guess I would say. So once again, it's kind of down to interpretation. But look at this game. Doesn't it look fun? You should play it. If this is the kind of game you like. Ooh, epic bleeding explosion. I don't even know if I'm applying bleed in any way. I think my dash is. Ooh, reduce damage. Defense. Let's go here. Upgrade that stake. Yeah, so we're gonna hope this is okay. But yeah, super good combat. It feels nice. I recently replayed Hades. I was kind of in the mood, I guess, after I took this game up, and yeah, I might make some people mad with this, but I actually kind of prefer this combat over Hades. Especially, I do not like a lot of the enemies on the 3rd floor, Elysium or higher. Minus Hades. That's actually a really good boss fight. But, I feel like a lot of the enemies in Elysium are just annoying, not fun. Whereas there's not a whole lot of annoying enemies in this one. At least there's a lot less, but there's a lot less enemies in general. It's a smaller game. Ooh, mini boss fight. He takes his sweet time, huh? Whoop. I don't know how that missed. Yay! And now we get an artifact. 15% chance to stack additional holy damage when dealing holy damage. Wow. That's useless right now. Let's go here. These coins are like permanent currency, you know? Stuff that you can use to make future runs stronger. Always prioritize like the permanent currency in games like this. Because winning a run in the short term doesn't necessarily mean your runs will be any better in the long run. So, I've been doom scrolling a little bit today. I guess I've been a little anxious, and doom scrolling's like the opposite thing you should do. But I kept getting like posts from like, I think it was like a Myers-Briggs like dating app or something, which really silly. But I do happen to know my Myers-Briggs personality. Yeah, you see silver. Very good. I have to say, the ads were like, I think I saw 3 of them, and they were wrong all 3 times, at least in my opinion. I only bring this up because it's a little surprising the kind of games I like to play. Because I'm a thinker. I like finding efficient solutions to problems. Like, when I was in school, I was really thinking about going into like computer science or engineering. Because that's kind of where my strengths would be, solving problems with logic and stuff like that. But I do not tend to like grand strategy or anything like that. I kind of like to play games where my hands do all the work and I can ramble about whatever else. Great miss. He was right in front of me and I still missed. It was INTJ, by the way, my personality type. I don't put a lot of stock into a lot of those personality stuff. Though, to be fair, I was conditioned when I was younger not to. Because Harry Potter started blowing up a lot in like 4th, 5th grade. And because I am kind of ambitious by nature, I like to work hard to be better at whatever I am into at the moment. So of course I was sorted into Slytherin by like the official fucking like website that you could go and see which house do I belong in? All my friends are taking it, and I just lied and then said it was stupid because, you know, I was 10. The Merchants Guild forbids trade with non-humans, but I care little for that. I'm simply curious what you're willing to pay. Thanks, Eveline? Gotta be honest, I always read it as Evelyn. Oh boy. She's fun, I like her. Maximum burn stack. Wham! I'll take the flinch, please. Makes my gun a little better. Once again, going for that permanent currency. The other one is, if you're watching, that little thing it's saying, like, hey, give gift. That's the other one. Oop, that was a hit. It helps you level up your vampire powers permanently. But you can also give it as a friendship gift. What was the friendship gift in Hades? Is it like ambrosia? I remember it just looking like a bottle of wine, so I don't know. I used to just call it friendship juice, because that's all it was to me. It did look tasty, though I don't usually like wine, but I like fruit. Like fruit juice. Let's see here. Let's get a projectile from my sub-weapon. If I shoot them with my gun, it's like shooting them twice with my gun. If anyone finds this and you want to see me play Hades, I'll do it. It's still fun. I know I was saying Elysium's annoying, but like to some extent I think it's supposed to be. I think to some extent it's just you can get through a lot of Hades being kind of aggressive like I like to play, but then once you get to Elysium you actually have to take your time, and I don't like taking my time. Well, see, I'm about to fight a boss. Let's go for a headhunter. Wow, how fortunate. Ah, Ruby. I'm gonna keep going with these. Whenever you get to the boss of a particular level, you have to touch those little pillars, and hopefully you find the one you want early, but I usually do a full clear anyway. Because boosting your vampire powers right before a boss is pretty good. Though I might forgo it if I'm like low on health or something. But yeah. Oh, I do so little damage. Oh, it is a new save, so woo! Whee! There we go. All done. Oh, yes. Reduce attack power of bleeding enemies. We can always level up the ultimate all the way later. Which now's a great time. Go, bat friends! Get 'em! Oh, I should probably be talking. I was just kind of focused. Ouch. Oh, so much fire. Okay. Ouch. This guy's a lot bigger than I remember him being. I'm going to die. I missed. Oh, he's in the wall. Oh, dear lord. Get back out here, sir. There we go. It's probably one of the few, like, gameplay glitches that I've found. There's another enemy that likes to hop away from you. It's a mini-boss in, like, the garden. These, like, dual spiders. One of them is melee focused, the other is ranged, and the ranged one likes to jump away from you, as you can imagine. Sometimes that one would do the same thing. It would, like, jump out of the map. you'd have to lure it back in. But thankfully, if they can get themselves out of the map, it seems they can always get themselves back into it. There we go. Boy, I took more damage than I probably needed to there. I don't know. Little distracted, I guess. Did I mention I was anxious? Anxious about what? I don't know. I guess one of the fun things about schizophrenia is your brain will just generate random reasons for you to be anxious. I mean, people with anxiety can do that too, but like... it's kind of hard to decrease the thing that's making you anxious when you just feel weird. You know what I'm saying? Probably not. Oh, that's a tough choice. I'll take the main weapon range. I say a lot. I should probably stop. And just be silent as I think of something to say. Ah, you must be the new sister. I am Sister Seraph, and I will assist you from now on. The Lumatrian Order provides hunters with various supplies. The more missions you complete and the higher your rank, the more benefits you'll receive. Although I'm not perfect, I can provide treatment when you need it. I cannot go too deep into the field, so I will wait at the entrance. Well then, may Lumina's blessing be with you. So go ahead and give her that ruby I just found. Are you sure you want to give this to me? Well, thank you anyway. Now I can enjoy that sweet, sweet bonus to healing. Nice. Not back up to full, but I'm feeling a lot better at 117. My goodness. Well. Woo! So, your sub-weapon usually takes some ammo, and you get that back, at least with, Freya here, by attacking with your main weapon, which, she's wielding an axe shotgun, or at least an axe rifle. I admittedly don't know the difference visually often between a rifle and a shotgun. I mean, the barrel makes it obvious, but you can't exactly see the barrel. But maybe the barrel doesn't. Maybe I know so little about guns that there are shotguns that look very much like rifles. I just have a feeling that there's somebody out there right now who enjoys guns who is dying inside. That exhaustion's gonna be really strong. Do I have anything to increase? Yeah. Could have went with more max health, but should be good until the next boss anyway. Which, if I was feeling how weak I was in the previous level, I'm gonna feel a lot weaker now. But I will try to make it as far as I can. Which, thankfully, I kind of know how everybody attacks, so that makes my job a little easier. Also, there's a lot less sus enemies now. This cracks me up. Let's get the flint stronger. I mean, clearly this game was made somewhere in the East, and they were probably just looking up, like, religious robes for reference. They wouldn't know. And if they did know, and we're just fighting members of the clan in the first level, as big-titted nuns, then more power to us. Because honestly, that's something I can get behind. Let's see. More enemies popping up. I say, like that wasn't incredibly obvious. Listen, I never realized how hard it was to think of something to say all the time. Especially since I don't think I put a lot of thought into games when I play it. I'm just kind of almost running on like a semi-autopilot, minus a few games. Like, I feel like I should mostly be talking about, you know, what I'm doing, but I feel like what I'm doing is self-explanatory. I am whacking enemies and trying not to get whacked in turn. There's only so much you can do. It's like, What am I supposed to be, a sports commentator? I am not a sports commentator. Let's see here. This is Namera? Oh my, that wound. Are you hurt? A transfusion. Immediately. What's your blood type? Wait, are you a half-blood vampire? Such a precious sample. If it's alright, could you share a little of your blood? No, what am I saying to a patient? But still, half-blood vampire blood is invaluable. Ah, what do? I don't know. I'll do whatever you wish. I will give you a gift. I'm not sure I deserve this, but thank you anyway. Indeed. Do I need the health? What's our next doors looking like? Bloodstones, powers. Yeah, I'll take heals. I was gonna say, if there was a shop, I might do the blood donation to make some more money. And that's something I think is pretty interesting about this game, is the same stuff that levels up your, like, vampire powers also can be used to, like, purchase things at the shop for your run. It leads to some interesting choices, except when you're going for the human run, to be honest. Which, this game has two endings, the vampire ending and the human ending. One for each character. There's 3 right now. I don't know if this necessarily counts as a spoiler, because the developers made it pretty clear on the developer page when they said something along the lines of, would you embrace your vampire powers or only stick to human weapons? That pretty much spelled out, at least to me, what you had to do to get the endings. If you get even one level up of vampire, you will get the vampire ending, but if you can get through the whole game and, at level 1, it will say you're level 0 instead, and you'll get the human ending. And you just get some art. You get some pretty art. It's great. Blood Barrier is pretty funny, because with the medic, when she asks for, like, hey, do you want a blood transfusion? If you have the thing that nullifies your first hit, you still don't take damage from the transfusion, so you basically can just get some currency for free. What a deal. I don't know if that's intended, but the way I see it, you can't do that strat if you're going for a human-only run. So I think it should be probably fine. I would say they haven't, like, patched it out yet, but the developer teams are really tiny. So I don't know. Look about coding. I've done a little bit over the years. I learned, like, HTML when I was a teenager. And then I learned I really hated CSS. I don't know why. You would think somebody who kind of likes art in general would like the process of making a website look pretty, but I did not like it, and I also hated having to make something that works on both a computer and a cell phone, especially, you know, back in the 2010s, phones sucked. They've gotten a little better now, but hot damn, you'd go to, like, or at least I would, you'd go to, like a news website on your phone and see, like, oh, maybe school's canceled, I don't know, and, like, all the ads back then in the 2010s, I could only imagine a 2010 phone, like, trying to load web pages now, but all the ads would cause the browser on my phone to crash. Bad times. So, trying to make a browser that worked okay on a phone was just... I felt like I had to sacrifice so much, but that's probably because I didn't really know what the fuck I was doing. You're never gonna believe it, but a self-taught, teaching yourself a technical skill like that when you're like a teenager with no help, I probably wasn't learning very good, like, foundational stuff. It just kind of sucks how a lot of stuff like that feels kind of gate-kept by, like, universities. They're so expensive, and then if you're somebody like me who has, like, pretty serious, like, problems that come in cycles, so, like, although I have a couple things wrong with me, probably one of the things that affect me the most is that, you know, pesky schizophrenia. But, it will go through periods where it's, like, okay, and I'm a little bit better, and then it will just, like, bam, way worse again. And so, putting thousands of dollars into something that's going to cause me a great deal of stress, because stress can make that cycle go faster, just wouldn't work out, because if I have an episode, I'm basically out of luck, because I can't really do schooling if I'm struggling to keep track of the date and time. So it's sad. I really wanted to go to college like my whole life, but I had my first episode of psychosis when I was 18. I was my senior year of high school, and they were hoping it was just stress related and that I'd come out of it. But nope, didn't really go away. With treatment it got a little better, and then it'll get worse. Sad. It makes life a little difficult. And by a little, I mean like a lot. We make do, don't we? Gotta take the hand you're dealt and try to make it work. Come back here. These little guys kind of, like, vaguely remind me of xenomorphs. I love Aliens. Or, like, the franchise. I mostly liked the first movie is my favorite. I liked when it was just, like, a horror movie. The later installments kind of became more action-y. Though I haven't seen any of the recent ones, but I have played a couple of Alien games. And they're so good. Alien Isolation was literally the thing that brought me to YouTube, because I was stuck and had to look up like a solution, like where the fuck am I supposed to go? I am lost. I need help. And I didn't want to read a walkthrough. That's boring. So I was like, oh, I'll just watch some walkthroughs. But a lot of the stuff that were, like, the videos that were made for walkthroughs would just drone on and on at the beginning. And I just kept... I either felt condescended to at the time, or I felt bored. And so one of the videos that popped up while I'm looking for a walkthrough that can, like... that I can actually follow along to, was Markiplier playing the game. And I have to say, I liked his video way more than any of the, like, videos made as, like, a guide. Because he also got lost in the same spot I did, and he figured it out, so I just did what he did. But I think seeing somebody also get lost at the same spot made me feel a little better. And that was the first Markiplier video, and probably my first step into YouTube. That was quite a long time ago. So long I don't even really remember when that was. But my memory is trash. So. He's still making videos too. I still watch him sometimes. It's really funny. I don't want to say I, like, grew up from, like, Mark, Bob, or Wade or anything. It's just Mark started uploading a bit more sporadically because, well, he's, like, making movies and shit now. I think Bob started going to, like, Facebook gaming. I think. And then Wade went to Twitch, and he would upload, like, Twitch VODs and stuff, but they had, like, jump scare noises, and they'd upset my dog. Which that doggy isn't with me anymore. She actually passed away this October. She was getting dementia and arthritis so bad that she just wasn't happy anymore. I hope she's all better wherever she is now. She was a lab, so she made it. She was almost 15 years old. The vet said that it was really surprising for a lab to make it to how old that she made it. So that made me at least feel a little better, but grieving a pet is hard. 'Cause, like, I feel like it's not taken as seriously as like if you lose like a person. But when you care for like a dog for like years, like I had her basically since she was a puppy, like saying goodbye to someone you cared for years is super hard, human or not. But it's not taken as seriously because there's a lot of people who are like, oh, it's just a dog, really. They're family. There we go. Woo! There for a while, I was just rambling, trying to keep myself not psych myself out because I was running low on HP. But like I always tell my husband, the only HP that matters is the last. Reduce skill cooldown when main weapon hits an enemy. Skills activate an additional time. I mean, I hit with my main weapon a lot, so one could say that's the main weapon I'm attacking with. Let's get some heals from Seraph and be on our way. Whoopsie. Hopefully you didn't hear that. My phone just went off. Probably should have muted it. Though muting my phone is kind of a pain. This is like the first phone I've ever had that's like a quote-unquote like nice phone. Like a new phone. And I guess I'm so used to like having like a $100, $200 phone that like the jump is so different that I feel like I had to relearn how to use a phone. And it took me so long to figure out how to actually silence it. Because I used to have like a little, you know, when you hold down that menu from like your home screen and you can like turn on your flashlight or something, there used to be like a little spot there where you could just silence your phone or whatever, but now I have to actually like turn it down and then I can select silent from there. It's just a little, I missed the button from that little drop down menu thing. Oh, I'm just in a mood against phones for some reason today. So, like, even the shield enemies in this game do not bother me nearly as much. As the one in Hades, because at least they don't have, like, a way of fucking hitting me when they're not even on the screen. Man, when I get sniped by a shield user in Hades, I just about lose it. I play a lot of RPGs. Like, I'm in a Dungeons and Dragons group. I'm DMing for 2 separate groups right now. Which is a lot. But, I tend to get, like, a little... I don't know. It's just like, if a tank unit shouldn't be able to hit me from across the map. What do you mean? I don't know. It's really a me problem. Let's do this one. I love the artwork in Hades, though. This story is really interesting, too. I'm gonna prioritize rubies right now, because I feel like it's easier to make money than it is rubies. Oh, hey. My cat just fell off the couch behind me. I tell you what, whoever said cats are graceful, it's just a lie. Or maybe it's just my cats that are a little clumsy. You know, it's the kittens mostly. The kittens that Ojo had after I brought her inside. I think it's because I raised them a little too much. I mean, I kind of had to some extent because of how sick Ojo was. Like I said, I had to bottle feed them and stuff. But it's like now, when they sit on, my lap or like, you know, my mom's lap or my husband's lap or something, they will stretch out and roll around. And like, I have to constantly catch them from like falling or rolling right off my lap or something. Because I just think they're like, oh, she'll catch me. She'll catch me. It's fine. What is self-preservation when I have a person who will anxiously make sure I don't get hurt? I care a little too much, I think. Always have. Let's get some heals, we desperately need it. Down to like half health? I think we've come too far. Is it really okay for us to be here? I mean, probably not. I have no idea why a nurse would go this far into like a vampire-infested area, but she must have her ways. Yes, permanent currency. Oh, I'm so sorry. Been having a bit of some acid reflux lately, and it's been making me, I don't want to say gassy because I'm not burping, just kind of like regurgitating. I mean, that's probably too much information for you, but I tend to overshare. I don't know, I just feel like a lot of stuff that I have to go through isn't talked a whole lot about. And I think because of that, there's some misconceptions. And I think a lot of those misconceptions would be kind of dealt with if, like I said, more conversations were had. So I'm gonna try to have them conversations, even though it makes me feel a little silly. Let's get some more max HP. That way we have more health to burn before that last one, eh? I missed. My ability to shoot a gun at point-blank range is concerning. Best not play any competitive shooters, I guess. I don't really like competitive games. They make me angry, and so I don't like to play them. Which is very much a me problem. I am such a sore loser. I wish I wasn't, which is like a weird thing to say, because I feel like if I don't want to be a sore loser, I could just choose not to be. But like, no matter what, I still get so angry. Though to be fair, a lot of that stuff is better in person. Like, I lose a lot of that like competitive like edge when I'm like playing something in person. So like if I'm playing Magic with people in person, I feel like it's better because even when I'm losing, I can still have like a nice conversation or something. But when you're playing like Magic the Gathering Arena and you just have like 5 buttons that you can press to vaguely communicate with somebody, I get so angry because it's like, this is literally the only thing I can think about is how I'm getting like creamed right now. I don't know if that makes any sense. Also, that's why another reason why I like roguelike games, because it literally doesn't matter if you lose. Like, oh no, I'll just play again, if that makes sense. Whereas a game, no, especially a game that's like labeled, oh, your choices matter, you know, now I feel even worse if I fail. Because, like, I already feel bad enough when, like, I fail at doing something. So I don't like games that particularly punish me even more. Like, I already feel like shit, man. I don't need you guilt-tripping me. I don't know. Plus, I get so anxious in those choices matters games, like to the point where I just don't think it's good for me to play. Because, like, one of the reasons why I love video games is if I fuck up, I like to reload, because I can't do that in real life, so here we are. Like, hindsight 2020, if I knew I could, you know, if I had the susceptibility of developing a chronic mental illness, probably would have treated myself a lot better in school. You know, got enough sleep instead of sleeping only 5 to 6 hours. Would have lightened my workload a lot. But alas, we do not get to redo our choices in real life. Which is why I want to do it in video games. Escapism, baby. I might be a short, itty-bitty titty committee girly who can barely lift 50 pounds in real life, but right now I am a tall, well, at least I feel tall, big titty lady slaying vampires, and, you know, feels nice. Not that being small is necessarily a bad thing, it's just there's a lot of times in my life where I wish I was a couple inches taller. Like, I have to get, I have to have, like, a chair or something in the kitchen, just on main, in order to reach the middle or top shelves of my cabinets. I'm too short to reach them. And, like, we keep the spices, like our spice stuff for seasoning, above the stove top, which I think makes, you know, a lot of sense. That's when I'm gonna need to season something, when I'm cooking. But I have to stand on my very tiptoes just to reach, like, the bottom of this shelf. So sometimes it just would be more convenient just to have a few more inches on me. But I'm sure that there's, like, some really tall people that are like, nah, being, like, super tall kind of sucks. Like, I don't know, maybe they see a lot of gross stuff, like, ah, man, this store doesn't, like, clean the top shelves very often, because I certainly wouldn't know if they don't, or, like, maybe they hit their head on branches a lot. Sometimes when my husband and I go for, like, walks or, like, hiking, sometimes he does hit his head on a branch or two every now and then, which is something I don't have to deal with. Just not a big skill person on this girl. One of the other girls has, like, a grenade for her skill. I use that all the time. And one of them summons, like, swords that dances around her. I use that all the time, but, like, this one, I just don't use very often. Is that the only door to go through? Well, I guess that made my choice easy, but I don't think I'm gonna have much money to buy anything with. I don't know. Break these vases, look for money. Let's see here. Is there anything I don't care about? I mean, I could sell the stuff that procs on skill stuff, knowing that I don't really use my skill all that much, but does she have something worth buying? Yep. Let's go ahead and do that. There's no use taking up precious space on skill-related items when I know I don't use the skill very much. So we can get this solid gem that increases physical damage, and this giant fire cross, which helps me do fire damage. Shocking. Fantabulous commentary. Alright, let's just organize some stuff. That'll work for now. I don't think that's any better than what I had before, but I don't know. have any rubies to give her. I love organizing inventory. I just like organizing. One of my friends recently got like a bunch of magic cards. And he's like, man, I have to sort all of these. And I'm like, oh man, if you don't want to do it, I will. I ended up sorting them for him. Or by color, type, mana cost, and then alphabetical. So, way more than what he wanted, but it just makes me so happy to just separate things, look for patterns. Plus, at least how I build decks, having them separated like that makes sense. To me, anyway. Because I'm very much like oh, well I need this many lands, this many creatures, this many like instant sorceries, stuff like that. So just having them all, and then like by mana cost as well. Because like if you're running a deck that's like not heavy on like the mana ramp, you don't want a lot of expensive shit. You want cheaper stuff. So I'm shit at Magic, so but I still think the way of organizing it was good. Man, if I could make a living organizing people's Magic cards, or like any cards in general, I would. Though like, I have no idea how you would organize Yu-Gi-Oh! Because they have attributes, right? But especially modern Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't think those attributes matter as much as like the archetype. And like to some extent, I think it would make more sense to have all of an archetype next to each other. But then what do you do with general cards that aren't part of an archetype? Like sure, you can organize by like monster, trap, and spell. But I don't know. That's probably one I'd struggle with. And then Lorcana, because I don't know a lick about Lorcana. Wasn't really interested. Not much of a Disney girly, if you couldn't tell. Never have been, I don't know. Well, that was fast! Rip. Not that I have necessarily anything against like Disney girlies or whatever, or even against. That's not true, actually. I have a problem with modern Disney, but like the Disney that was released when I was a kid, I don't have a problem with. I just didn't really get interested in it. May Lumina's blessing be with you. Welcome, sister. I am Platina, the provisional bishop of the 7th parish. You must be the half-blood vampire hunter affiliated with the Order. Thank you once again for joining this glorious crusade. Our Lumatrian Order has been fighting against the vampires for a long time. Originally, they were beasts that fed on human blood, but at some point they began to organize and expand their ranks. Arrogantly, they established their lair atop our sacred grounds. That land was a gift from Lumina, the primordial goddess. We must reclaim it. The enemies in this area appear to be ruled by a vampire queen. Invade their domain, find the hidden queen, and destroy her heart. Now it is time to prove your faith. May the wicked face judgment by the light. Thank you, Platina. So then you have quest. You get promoted in the guild based on completing these quests. So like, oh, I won enough random encounters. There's some points. I'm an E rank hunter now. And pretty much the higher your rank, the more perks you'll get from the Order. She's gonna have a lot to say because I progressed, but you know, we'll talk to her more as time goes on. Oh my, I heard you were coming, so I've been waiting for you. Me? Let's just say I'm your kind. How have you been feeling lately? The body of a half-blood vampire is strong but delicate. It must be handled carefully. But it seems you are still inexperienced in handling that power. It's alright. If you open your mind and embrace it calmly, it will become yours. If you're still unsure, come see me. I'll help you awaken to your true form. Hee hee. Thank you, Kalina. Let's see here. Well, we've got 1 point, and I'll increase that attack power, please. Honestly, I just go in order. I couldn't be bothered to think. Just grow slowly. A face I don't recognize. A new hunter? I am Helena, a torture technician. My only goal is to bring them immense pain. If you need my abilities, I'll assist you. Sometimes I'll need a captured vampire. Please? I need them for experiments on new weapons, after all. Haha, she scares me. Let's see here. Let's get each of these unlocked. You can switch these out before you go into battle. So what I like to do is they'll start giving you random equipment at the beginning of a match, and I will bring weapons based on what I get. So if I get something that's like, oh, deal additional fire damage, I'll have my whole arsenal do fire damage and just try to build a fire run. I don't know. Let's get back out there, shall we? Keep my fingers busy. Yeah, right now it seems there's only classic mode, which implies maybe they'll add more stuff. I don't know. I hope they do. This is like, trust me, guys. I know. I know this looks a little sus, all things considered, but it plays really well. Physical damage. Wow. Okay. Very exciting. Slug shot. How does this work? Ooh. That one looks a little bit more long range. That's perfect, because whatever I was dealing with last time, I kept missing. Because I was just not quite close enough. I think something might be happening. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hold on. Alright, there we go. Wasn't complete freeze, but I don't know. Never has taken that long to progress before. I suppose I should be or I should suspect a little bit of difficulties to appear now that I'm recording while playing a game. Oh well. Physical damage. Nice! Let's talk to her again just because I think that's a polite thing to do. And, okay, yeah. No biggie. Let's hope we can actually... There it goes. See, I don't know what happened. That's never happened to me before. Like I said, I have not had much in the way of glitches with this game. And also, the credits are really small, so... It's such a small team, I'm not expecting a perfect game, and honestly, it's pretty high quality for the price and everything. I've been thoroughly impressed. I actually made this month's bullet journal spread after this game, because like I just knew. Fire a projectile that deals blood damage to enemies hit by a sub-weapon. I'm a simple lady. I see epic, I take it. Let's deal blood damage at a skill's activation point, because there's not a whole lot of point, in my opinion, to take. Has a chance to cause bleeding when hitting enemies with a skill. Well, there we go. Not a lot of point of buffing bleed damage if you're not dealing a lot of bleed damage, so... Lots of guys in here. Ooh, we were doing pretty good there. That felt nice. I also really like the music in this game. I kind of like aggressive music like this. Listen, if the beats per minute isn't matching my resting heart rate or faster, then what are we even doing, you know? Okay, I'm sorry. My dog was like looking at me like she needed something, but you know, she might be wondering why I'm talking to nobody at the moment. She just climbed on the couch, taking a nap. Elva's just right next to her. They like to sleep together with like their little butts touching, which is really cute because they got them curved tails. I say they don't wag their tails, they swish their tails. They look like little dusters to me, I don't know. Those little feathery ones. I don't get the feather dusters. You can imagine with cats, that's probably not the best idea. Sounds like a mess waiting to happen. I'll take that barrier. Well, I have 0 money, so let's go talk to Garlic Lady. Oh look, we can still kind of afford stuff. Hello, Lillian. Don't have a gift to give her, Sag. I like making friends. I like making friends in video games. I don't know. And in real life, but it's a lot harder to make friends in real life. I feel like making friends in real life takes a lot of, like, I don't want to say unnecessary maintenance, but I feel like people have high expectations for friendships, and I kind of go against the grain. I'm like somebody in the sense that if we're friends, I don't have like a social degrade meter over time. Like, you know, like in The Sims, if you don't talk to your friend in a while, you start like losing like friendship standing with them. That doesn't happen to me. We could have not talked for years, and as long as I'm still, if we were friends before, we're friends now. And so I often see a lot of posts of people saying that, you know, you gotta like, you know, make a commitment and check up on people and all of this. And like, I can understand, you know, I'm sure there are people, maybe, you know, like people with quality time as a love language, where like, yeah, if you're not taking time out of your day to like chat or like find ways to hang out, that, you know, that could be pretty like distressing for them, because that's how they like to show affection, is to hang out and stuff. But like for me, man, I'll hang without you for 1 month, I'll see you next month. Kind of like just being alone, I suppose. I wouldn't even say I like being alone, I just don't like leaving the house. I just wish conversations like that went both ways, because people who need, like, people who prefer constant interaction like that, more power to you, but I would find that so draining. And I wish it was just easier for, like, conflict management to be a thing. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like conflict management is like something a lot of people don't have anymore. It's something I learned really early on, because I just don't like conflict. For me, it's really easy to feel like, okay, there is conflict. Party A wants this, party B wants this. The best compromise is C. Let's go for C. But I feel like so many people don't want that compromise for one way or the other. And you know what? There are times, certainly, where a compromise is not needed. You know, you got somebody who's like abusive, or they're really treating you bad, don't compromise with them. But I think in the instance I was just saying, where it's almost like you have an introvert, you got an extrovert. The extrovert wants constant communication. The introvert is like, that sounds tiring. That there could be, you know, like a middle ground, like, let's talk once a week, you know, let's meet up once a meet, you know, catch up, go on with our daily lives, being friends. I don't know. So at the same time, I don't think it's like normal to do just normal everyday things with your friends. Like, it's not very normal to be like, hey bestie, you wanna go grocery shopping together? You want to just live life together? I feel like also it's kind of like expected that you're supposed to like make an outing with friends. Which, hey, to some extent I do. Like I said, I play D&D. Like every other week I'm getting together with friends and rolling dice for 4 hours, but I also think it's just nice to hang out with people you like, even if that means you guys are, I don't know, shopping, cleaning the house together. I think that's why me and my husband get along so nice, is we like to do, you know, cleaning, cooking, grocery shopping, bill paying. We like to do stuff like that just like together, just enjoying each other's companies, the small little moments. I love big, exquisite dates and everything, but you can't have those a lot, so you gotta make the moments in between those nice still. Yeah. Whee! Oh. In the middle of that fight, I felt like a bug was crawling on my arm. It freaked me out, but I don't see any bugs on my arm, so we're good. And no, my pets don't have fleas. Trust me. That flea medicine to prevent them is so expensive, and it keeps getting more expensive. It's like $50 per dog for like... It's technically not a year's supply of preventative care, but listen, I'll be honest, I don't give them preventative care in the winter because there's no bugs outside. There's nothing outside, it's just cold. You know what's outside? Deer and ice, that's it. I don't know why I broke that. I think I just need to take my anger out on fleas. The non-existent, well, I mean they exist outside. But no. We give them their flea preventative medicine during the warmer months. Even a little bit before the warmer months when it's starting to warm back up, just to be safe, because you don't want fleas, honey. They are the fucking worst. I had a flea infestation when I was younger, because the flea medicine we were getting at the time ended up making my eldest cat super sick. And we go to the vet, and we're like, you know, our cat's sick, and he's like going over it, and he's like, hey, you know, are you giving her anything? I'm like, just flea medicine. And he's like, yeah, no, this flea medicine is known to kill cats. And I'm like, then why is it on the market? So we had to take her off that flea medicine. And then because, you know, vet visit, we couldn't get new preventative care immediately. And we got a little bit of a free problem, and it was like the worst. I tell you what, I'll pay the flea money if it means not having to give a cat a bath. Joke's on me though, because one of the kittens ended up being a long-haired cat. And I was talking to the vet about it. And I guess you're supposed to give long-haired cats a bath, because they can like struggle to get down to their skin to actually keep themselves clean. It is not fun, let me tell you. I haven't yet. I think I've given him 2-3 baths in his lifetime so far. He's not even a year old right now. And there is not a bath that I've come out of without like a scratch or two. Like I'd need to get band-aids and everything. Honestly, I just give him a bath with the dogs. I think every other month is a good amount of time to, I don't know, bathe the cat. I think I did research on it and determined it was fine. I literally have a whole spread in my quarterly section of my bullet journal to help keep track of like grooming, because it's like both dogs and cats need their nails trimmed. And although usually cats don't, almost all of my cats have polydactylism, and those nails can become ingrown if you don't take care of them. So we just trim the rest of the nails while we're at it. And we trim even the cats that don't have polydactylism. I don't even know if that's like how you say it. Polydactyly, I think is how you say it. But polydactyly is harder to say. I don't know. Bear with me here. But like, even the cats that don't have little extra thumbs, we just go ahead and trim them too. Because honestly, it's nicer on the furniture. They scratch a lot less when they don't have to like file their own nails down. Ooh, I see epic. I pick. And then cats occasionally need brushed, mostly when it's shedding, but it doesn't hurt to brush them every now and then, even on the off seasons. And the elk hounds need constant brushing. They are hair making machines. And like when they transition from like their summer coat to winter coat or vice versa, just like you will pluck just like whole strands of hair out even after brushing them. Like 2 hours later, there's more hair that needs to come out of them. And like if you don't, they can get heat rashes, so like just constant brushing. But they don't need baths very often. We bathe them every other month. But we also have to trim their nails, which I don't trim them. I like use a little grinder. And it's much nicer for all of us involved, because their nails are black, and I was bad at guessing where the wick was. I heard him a couple times. I felt awful. Plus, blood makes me a little woozy, and man, do nails, like dog nails, bleed if you hit them in the wick, even a little bit. I just stopped myself from gagging just thinking about it. I hate blood. Yeah, so instead it's like a little electric grinder. You can just file the nail down, which is so nice. I gotta be honest, I was too lazy to go get my, like the human nail clippers when I had like, one of my nails broke. And, I had the trimmer, like their little grinder right next to me, because I had like just ground their nails a couple hours ago and I just hadn't put it back yet. And I used it to like just file that nail down, and my god. I haven't used the human nail clippers since. I just prefer grinding them with the dog nail clippers. It is so less distressing than actually snipping, if that makes sense. Could use some money. Let's go this way. Get some rubies. Elvis seems a little prone to ear infections, so I also try to keep his ears clean. The vet recommended cleaning them like once a week, but honestly I was noticing that they weren't really... It seemed like a little too often, so I went to cleaning their ears once a month. They haven't had like an ear infection since, so I think that's good. And then like teeth, but honestly cleaning dog teeth is pretty easy because they make little chew sticks. I think they do the same thing for cats, but I gotta be honest, I've never had a cat have like a tooth problem, so I just kinda don't bother. I know that's probably an awful thing to say, but like for real, I've had plenty of cats over the years. I've grown up with cats like for as long as I can remember. And never once have they had a tooth problem. With the exception of one of my kitties that ran away on accident because a door was left open. Most of my cats pass away at like 13 plus years old, and usually probably from a stroke, if I'm being honest. I don't really like do autopsies for them. You just kind of know. Like they sharply decline and like they start walking on like a back leg a little funny. You take them to the vet and they're like, ooh, you know. And you're like, yeah, I figured. It's never easy. Though I shouldn't have to say goodbye for a while now, because the oldest of my pets is only 7 years old. And that's a cat. So... got a couple good years, hopefully. I really hope Elvis will be okay. I hope they can cut it off and they're gonna be like, yep, that was all of it. Didn't spread anywhere. Enjoy your nice long happy life, Elvis. And we can put this all behind us. And he can go back to enjoying his retirement. Not that he's like not enjoying his retirement. It's like so weird. It's so weird to have gone to the vet thinking like, oh, he probably has like a little bit of a wart or something. And then being told like, hey, we're thinking this is cancer. You should definitely have it like removed, and then we can tell you for certain what it is. It's like so surreal because he doesn't act sick. He acts totally fine. When I started worrying about this bump that I realized was slowly getting bigger and bigger, you know, I'd start crying because I always jump to like the worst possible conclusions, you know what I'm saying? So like, I'm just an anxious wreck, and he's sitting here like, why are you crying? Like, that bump doesn't bother him at all. Like, he doesn't chew on it or anything. Some of the skin around it looks like a little red, but it didn't look necessarily so concerning, you know? Especially since he's acting like his goofy, loving self. By the way, guys, this is super cool. So remember how I said, like, Elvis and Miku, they were from a puppy farm, so they really didn't know how to, like, be a dog, you know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't know how to play with toys and stuff. Well, today, when I was taking them outside, Elvis initiated play, and Miku actually played along. I was right there watching, you know, making sure that nobody got a little rough or too excited or anything, because at the end of the day, they're traumatized. You want to rather be safe than sorry, you know what I'm saying? But they were playing, and oh my god, I wish I'd gotten a video. I wish I could show you guys, but even if I got a video, I'm not sure if I would show it, because it was literally right outside my house. But oh my god, I tell you what, I was like crying. Just, there's something... Having rescue dogs and stuff can be such a challenge, because there can be a lot of stuff that you have to work with, and you have to be patient. So when you see like a dog that was just absolutely terrified of everything when you first got them to like finally like play and stuff for the first time, probably. Let's see here. Anything... Honestly? Chance to nullify incoming damage? Let's go with that. I want that syringe too. I sold it! I don't know what I was thinking. Honestly, for some reason I saw the circle and I'm like, oh, it's time to upgrade something. It's fine. 5% my percent. That's like a nat 20 roll. Odds are not in your favor there. Yeah, I'll take a cross for main weapon damage. You know what? That's why that happened. It was to... Yeah, that's definitely not any more organized. It was to get the cross, sure. Let's just tell ourselves that. It was so sweet. I love those dogs. They're really goofy. I was doing a lot of, when we were looking at Elvis, I was doing a lot of research, as you should when you're getting a dog, like, you know, what the breed standard is, that kind of stuff. Like, are they, you know, pretty good with cats? That was a big thing, which even though the breed standard was, like, kind of iffy, the shelter specifically said that he was good with the cats there, which is very true. We took him home, he saw the cats, and he actually started play bowing with the cats, and I was like, oh, no, you're a little too big for that there. Plus, my cats were not happy, you can imagine. But now he loved the cats as soon as he saw them. So, but you know what it takes to keep them groomed. Because I can give a dog a bath, I can trim their nails, I cannot like trim the hair of a dog. I can't cut my own hair, let alone like run a shaver for a dog. So, right, but the breed standard, you know, it was kind of like, you know, they're very noble, independent dogs, and I'll say from my experience, at least, independent as in if they want to do something, you know, fuck what you have to say about it. They will just ignore you when you're like, hey, don't do that. Lamia, the little mermaid lady. Well, she's not really a mermaid, a serpent? Yeah. Ooh. But, I wouldn't say they're very noble, just on main. They're a little goofy. Both of them ended up being a little goofy. I am gonna die. Ugh. Oh! How did that get— to be honest, I didn't realize— I didn't realize it was spinning. Oh! Yep, there we go. Probably one of the weakest to her. Oh! Cat Freya's knocking stuff off of my chair. Bro, what the fuck was I saying? Just completely gone. Just completely gone. I'm distracted by the orange kitty. That is Freya. Maybe I should do like a little tiny video showing you guys all of my pets, because you're probably hearing like a lot of names and you're like, holy shit, so I have to keep track of it. Maybe you guys don't even care. Though who can really resist a bunch of like pictures of cute little kitties and puppies? So the first cat I had was Cadence. I got her around my 18th birthday. After that cat that ran away I told you about. I literally waited around for years before I was ready to get another cat, because like there was no like closure. And so, don't eat paper, honey. I don't know if she has like kitty OCD or something, but I'm constantly having to make sure she doesn't like— she is looking for any sort of paper right now, like loose paper on my desk to chew on. I have to constantly make sure she doesn't like actually chew on something that she's not supposed to. I actually got like little like dog chew sticks for her, like for small tiny dogs. To hopefully help with that, but then I learned that she'll try to chew on a lot of stuff, and then like those little chew toys, like sticks, I heard were not like good for dogs, let alone like cats, so had to stop that. Yeah, she's even a little scary to like pet, because she could be purring and be as happy as rain. No, I say, oh my god, I can't fucking remember shite today. Our order classifies vampires based on their level of danger. Knights, barons, counts, dukes, and finally the queen. There's a cat in front of my monitor. What do you want, honey? Oh, well. Now she's rubbing up against the microphone stand. I hope that wasn't too bad. See, this is why it was a great idea to record first before streaming, because I did not think of a scenario like this. Like, what do I do with a cat who's being a butt? Oh, yes, you can be on my lap with all of the paper. Just don't chew on it, please. But yeah, she just— you could be petting her and she will be happy and purring and everything, and then she will just bite you like really hard. No, don't. So yeah, I guess if you know a way to help keep a very mouthy kitty preoccupied in a way that isn't going to harm them in the short or long run, I'm open to suggestions. And I don't know if like— I don't even know if cats can get anxiety or OCD or something, but it's like she gets the need to like chew, and like she won't feel better till she finds something to chew on. A baron can destroy an entire village, while a count can lay waste to a city. Duke and Queen class vampires pose a challenge that calls for the global— calls for the global unity of our forces. That is why this provisional parish exists. Do another run. With interference. But yeah, plus there's some mail. There's some mail over to the left. That's my husband's mail. He'll look at it when he gets home. the mail doesn't come until after he leaves for work. So I just kind of keep it next to me so I don't forget to give it to him.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like a buckshot. Just sit here. I'll even not pet you if that means you'll sit on my lap and chill out. Nope. My goodness. Hi, baby. Come here. There you go. I'd get like a little pen holder if I didn't think my cats would enjoy knocking it over all the time. But I probably shouldn't just leave a bunch of pens and pencils strewn about my desk. Yeah, she went for that pencil but was going straight for the lid. Like, no, do not eat graphite. Graphite has to be bad, right? And now she's trying to knock a pen off my desk. Oh, what are we gonna do with you? Oh, well, there went the mic stand. Sorry if I sound oddly distant right now. There we go. She's a strange one. You know, her tail's up in the air, so she's happy, at least. She's friendly, I wouldn't say. She's purring. You know, she's being a little menace, and this is bringing her great joy. No, don't jump. There's gotta be, they gotta make some cat chew toys that, you know, aren't dangerous. Which, dude, that's one thing that fucking bothers me about pet products is like there's no, it is what it is. She's gotten a lot better though. They all have. They had it was, honestly, I went from having just the right amount of cats to having way too many cats, like, within a month. But, I don't know. Finding cats' homes where I'm from is an issue because there is a severe overpopulation problem. So, like, I got 6, you know, Ojo had 6 kittens. And I don't have the means of vetting people because I want to make sure they go to a good home. I don't really have the means of vetting people very well. Not like a shelter can. But especially around the time they were born, the shelter literally had a sign posted on their door that's like, we are not accepting cats. There is always way too many cats. It's a problem. And as somebody who is in the process of getting the remaining 3 of the kittens neutered, it's a problem. A big problem is that surgery is hella expensive. I mean, not as expensive as Elvis's procedure to get that bump taken off of him, but it's like a $300, $400 surgery for one cat. It's a lot. Sell this stuff. That is holy damage. Critical damage multiplier. Physical damage reduces damage taken by 10%. That sounds nice. Let's head on out. Plus there's just a lot of feral cats. Like I said, Ojo was a feral cat actually, born and raised outside, but she was a very friendly kitty. And so it was not hard to kind of befriend her, build her trust, and get her transitioned to being an inside cat. But I can't do that for every cat in the neighborhood. And I'd say in the tiny little neighborhood I live in, there's gotta be at least 10, 15 outdoor cats. Like, it is a problem. And I can't fix it by myself. It's something that we as like a community would need to get together to do. There's not a lot of people who care enough. You know? It's a problem. I also think if maybe costs were cut in some way. Listen, I know that people gotta make money, but like, I don't know. Like, you know how insulin doesn't cost a whole lot to make, but they charge like way more than they should? Like, the profit margin on insulin is insane. I feel like that happens a lot when it comes to medicine stuff, both human and like pet stuff. Or maybe it's just like a little seed of distrust. But I mean, which very could be. I'm not exactly the most sane person out there. Oh, I don't get my bats. Alright, let's see here. I'll take the invulnerability, please. So yeah, I don't know enough about how like medicine for human or pets are made to really know. Specifically, but I feel like if there is some way we could bring down costs for medicine and stuff, that would make a load of difference for a lot of people. But everything's okay. I'm sure things will get better. Achoo! Kind of ran my own train of thought to like the end there. I should... What else is there to talk about? Well, I mean, game-wise, you know, just hacking and slashing, dodging. Got a nice holy build going on. We like holy damage, at least I do. Any true crime people out there? Specifically, some more like law tube stuff? Some more motions for the Karen Reed cases have been happening. Like, honestly, that case makes me so angry. I do not see why it was prosecuted the first time, and I'm really annoyed it's going to be prosecuted a second time. Because let me tell you guys something. If you don't know what's going on in the Karen Reed case, alright, here's my biggest problem with it. How can you prove anything to the beyond, you know, beyond doubt, or whatever this expression is? How can you prove beyond a reasonable doubt that somebody is guilty or not of something when evidence was collected in red Solo cups? Like, imagine if they had to run DNA evidence from the stuff collected in the red Solo cups, which I think did have to happen, because I think they collected like blood samples and stuff and put it in red Solo cups. But like, could you imagine that, you know, there is a potential murder case being investigated, and this fucking George Wallace from the red Solo cup manufacturing agency is like getting in hot water because listen. I don't know the most about forensic science, but I feel like red Solo cups are not sterile. Just like on the main, I don't think that's a very clean thing to have going on, to like put evidence in. And then that evidence was not put in like an evidence bag, it was put in like takeout bags. The nerve! You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my god. I can't with that case. I cannot with that case. And then they're like, the officer in charge of going through the suspect's phone is like saying she has like a leaky butt because she has like I think she has like ulcerative colitis or something. And they were calling her, see you next Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't say it. I'm pretty sure that's a word I cannot say. And so it's like, oh, I guess this is a very well done investigation when you have someone in such a position of power. And literally, while he's searching through the phone, he's saying like, oh yeah, I'm gonna look for nudes. Like, even if that is a joke, you are in a position of power. I have not... Oh. It's shameful. It's a disgrace. And like... So, the reason why there is a part 2 to this trial, right, is because the first trial came and went. And when it got time for jury deliberation, they were at an impasse. Now, there was 3 charges they had to deal with. One is like first-degree murder or something, or second-degree. It was a murder charge, like capital M murder charge. The second one was like drunk driving, basically, and then the third one was like almost, I think it was like a negligence charge. Like she dropped him, you know, dropped her boyfriend off at a party and didn't make sure he was okay before she left. And like, the jury, you know, after days is like, hey, we cannot come to like an agreement, yada yada yada. And so the judge dismissed the case. It was a mistrial, basically, which means they gotta do it again. But it turns out that at least some of the jurors are saying, oh no, we came to an agreement on like the murder charge, and we came to an agreement on the negligence charge, which these jurors said they found her not guilty. They couldn't decide if she drove drunk. Could you imagine having to go through a second murder trial? Because they didn't fucking know if you were driving drunk or not. Like, and here's the thing. It's like, this also goes back to my thing of like, why did they even prosecute this in the first place? Because they couldn't even prove that she was driving drunk, let alone that she committed a murder. And what if she did do it? Alright, let's just complete hypothetical. What if she was the murderer? This investigation is so shitty that a murderer might go free. An innocent woman might be put in jail. This is exactly not what we want our legal system to be doing right now, and it's a disgrace. And the people I feel most bad about in all of this has to be the victim's family, because I think no matter what happens, I don't think they're going to have like a good sense that justice was fulfilled. Even though they seem gung-ho that the defendant, they really think she did it, but I won't get into that, because I think they're angry, as they should be. A member of their family is not with them anymore, and this mishandling of this investigation in this case, I feel like no matter what happens, they're not gonna have like a real sense of closure, because it's just been so mishandled, and it's awful. It's awful. I don't see how the bag could I don't see how an investigation could be so poorly handled. Now, granted, at least some of the police officers and investigators involved in all of this, they have gotten in trouble. But, my goodness. To think that a police office got so corrupt that red Solo cups was just an okay thing to substitute in exchange for like evidence bags and containers, I think speaks volumes. And I hope that the people of Massachusetts, and especially, what's it called? Campton? I hope that some good reform happens and they can trust the people that's supposed to keep them safe. Honestly, seems to be a lot of police corruption in a lot of different places, which makes me really sad. Where I'm from, at least to my knowledge, there's nothing shady going on in my police force, so it's hard to really relate, but you know, if you pay attention, I could see why people have such a low opinion of police on a whole, because, like, holy shit. Let's see here. It looks like we're spending money either way. Let's go ahead and break that. I like to watch a lot of LawTube. Probably one of my favorites is Emily D. Baker. I hope when I'm like, because I think she said, like in her most recent stream, that she's like 45 plus years old, and my goodness, I hope I am that pretty when I'm that old. She's gorgeous. And she's so smart, and everything that I want to be, really. I'd like to think I'm still a little smart, but honestly, after that first episode of Psychosis, really feels like a lot of my initial brain power has, like, it evaporated, like, overnight. It's so weird. I'm so forgetful now, you know? I don't even know why. Let's see here. I like Corpse Explosion. Not super helpful with bosses and stuff. Unless they summon minions, but I don't think a lot of them do. I know the Vampire Queen certainly doesn't. That's like the hardest fight, so... I don't even know if I'll be able to make it to her this tonight, but I'm doing the best that I can. I feel like I could make it pretty far. If I get the, you know, right combination of bosses. Like, if it's a lot of bosses that I'm particularly good against, maybe. But, like... I mean, you guys saw it. You know exactly which bosses I struggle with, because I just immediately died. Pick up the Moonlight's Blessing. Did you hear that? Did you bump into my chairs? I don't know. I didn't hear anything, but it felt like something heavy hit the floor. But, Hi, Miku. Hi, Miku Piku. You're so cute. Yeah? She wants more lovies. She's a very lovey-dovey girl. Yeah. Elvis's name, we just kept his name from the shelter because Elvis fit him very well. But Miku's name at the shelter was like Patsy or Lucy? I don't know. I didn't really like it. So if Elvis was named after the king of rock and roll, I decided to rename Miku as the queen of J-pop. I listen to a lot of music from Japan because I really love rhythm games. But like after Guitar Hero and Rock Band kind of like shot themselves in the foot by oversaturating their own market, there's not a lot of rhythm games that come from the West anymore, so I kind of have to rely on the East. So, and then, you know, you play a rhythm game, you find songs you like, add it to your playlist. So like now my main playlist is like 50% Muse and 50% like music from Japan. I know, I don't know what I want. I didn't know what door I wanted to go through. I was sitting there like, max out my ultimate, get more max health, because at this early stage of the game, I definitely need a pretty big health pool if I want to survive. Bonk. Oh, hi, Siren. Siren's one of the kittens Ojo had. Oh, yeah, I think I already told you. I think he showed up yesterday, too. He got named after how loud he was as a baby. He still has a pretty loud meower, but he doesn't really... Oh, well, there he goes, bumping the mic again. He doesn't, meow that much anymore. He's one that has a tendency to fall the most from rolling around and stuff. He's silly. I think he's also one of the few that doesn't have extra little thumbs. Oh, so like random thought. There was like a commercial when I was younger. It was a Doritos commercial, and it was like, what if cats had thumbs or something? And I was so confused because every cat I had up to that point had thumbs. So I was like, what do you mean? I didn't know that was atypical. Okay, let's get rid of anything that isn't aiding the holy build, which was just that one thing. Nice. Dawn's still poor. Fantastic. I'm not even gonna bother to ask her to refresh because I just do not have the capital. I feel bad. But at least she got something to resell. You know, she can make a profit off of that physical gem, I'm sure. No, I guess I don't know who else she sells to. I mean, in my head, I'd like to think that all three of the girls kind of go in at the same time, like all three of them are stationed at the same time, even though you can only play as like one of them per save file. And I guess she could like go back to the guild with items she finds here to sell. Pop. I think this holy build is going on. There's a couple other things I'd like to have for the holy build, but I can't really be... Oh. Ooh. Let's go for the help. That was a tough choice for me. It's like part of me is like, if I kill them faster, they can't hurt me as much. But I literally just said earlier I need more health if I'm gonna survive. Because some of the later bosses, it can genuinely be a little hard to get a hit in between their attack patterns, so I tend to get hit while trying to do some damage. Oh, the hag. She's super easy. We got this. We win! Yeah. See, the holy build is doing pretty well. Before we leave, let's break these. Just to make sure. There can be silver in them. And we love permanent currency. Sub-weapon has a chance to reload one bullet or reduce his skill. Well, I don't really use skills, so let's do for the reload. Ooh, we can give Seraph a gift. That's great, because I could use the heals. I mean, it feels a little silly giving gifts to people and it's like knowing that you'll get something in return. But, you know, this is a video game, so I'm mostly just happy to hang out with people in real life. I don't really expect anything. Honestly, I'm just happy there are people who are willing to put up with me. I don't like myself a whole lot. I don't know. You probably don't care. There we go. Yes, more vampire powers. I try to prioritize getting a whole lot of different powers all at once because I feel like they're all designed to play off of each other. But I will prioritize anything that shows up epic because, yeah. Though it's kind of funny the base rarity is called rare. I can only assume it's just because it seems in this world half vampires are rare. So maybe that's why even, like, the base rarity is rare, because, yeah. But, I don't know. I'm not saying I'm trying to take everything that the that people are saying with a grain of salt, but like some stuff can get lost in translation. Especially since it seems to be a little difficult translating Japanese to English. I wouldn't know anything about it. From all of the Japanese songs and like games like this, I have learned random bits of Japanese, I think. I assume. But like even so, I'll see something in like a game or something where I'm like, this is technically right, but that's a really weird way of saying it. And like not only is that like a weird way of saying it, but like it's a little like, okay, so like here's an example. So like I was playing a rhythm game where you're playing as like a drum with a face on it. And your best friend is another drum with a face on it. And the character was called, I don't remember what her name was, but basically it was like Drum Chan, something Chan. And like, Chan is for like a girl from what I've gathered, and San is for like a boy. Maybe I'm getting them backwards, but like, they're gender suffixes. But they kept calling both of the main characters a boy. And so, you know, it's like that kind of thing. Where like it's not necessarily wrong, maybe mildly confusing, but it doesn't really change a whole lot. But regardless, when I know, you know, if there's like a translation, there might be something lost, especially between two cultures that are really different. So Freya's back to being a menace, by the way. I'll have to see. I'll have to do some research, look at the back of a package, but I have like these little bacon treats for the dogs that maybe I can give her so that she can just like really chew on something, bite down and chew, and see if maybe that helps her feel better. Cause something must be agitating her a little bit, because she doesn't want attention. And she's biting a lot, which she tends to do if maybe she's a little nervous. But I have no idea what could be making her nervous, other than maybe me talking to myself? Like, I don't know why that would make her nervous in particular. I feel like a cat wouldn't care what their human is mumbling about to themselves, but I don't know. Okay, let's see here. Ooh, deals periodic damage. I like stuff that I don't have to do any work with. Heck yeah, make that stronger, please. Oh, I have some embroidery floss on it. So I have an L-shaped desk, and so like one L is like my desk, the other L is my husband's side. And I put, since he's not gonna be on his computer probably until the weekend, I put some embroidery floss that my mom had dropped off. She's like, hey, yeah, I got this at Christmas. I don't really embroidery, so here. No, don't chew on that, honey. Let's get some money. I just have it sitting on top of his keyboard. Put it away when I'm done with this. I tell you what, I mean to like record, like sit down to record at 8 and stop at midnight, but like these past couple of days I've consistently started at 9 because I have been falling a little behind. So like, you know, I have those paintings that people want me to do, like the little commissioned work that I gotta make sure I'm keeping up with those. But then like, it's still kind of like my job to clean. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, my husband goes to work, I'm home all day, it should be me cleaning. At least that's what it feels like. I know it's probably like baked in misogyny or whatever, but it's like the nice thing to do. So, and I've been falling behind cleaning because I really struggle to clean. Like, it's an upsetting process. I know there are people that love to clean, and God, like, bless you, bless your heart, because it couldn't be me. I hate it. I feel like I have a lot of sensory issues, because, like, the smell, the feeling of, like, wet or slimy, like, the chemicals. Like, you know when you're wiping down something, and you just spray it on chemicals, and you're wiping it down with the water, and now it feels a little slimy? Oh, I hate that. I hate that so much. And all, like I said, all the smells. Ooh. So, like, I never feel better after I clean, and so I kind of, like, dick around while I'm cleaning. Like, take a lot of small breaks. Something I've been trying to work on. Going to therapy, which, like, I do everything quote-unquote right. Like, all of the steps you might read about to, like, you know, help clean when you're depressed or something. I do all of that stuff, but to some extent it doesn't help me. But I wonder if it's just like the difference in mental illness. It might be it. Because like, when I've gathered, depression can make it hard for you to do things. Like you get really low energy and like you don't want to get out of bed and stuff. And it's not really like a sensory thing. Ooh, look at the damage we're doing this time. Remember how long it took me to kill these guys last time we were here? I love holy damage. Let's see. Blacksmith hammer? Not bad. Made it to the boss. Sorry, I'm just getting, like, I'm paranoid because, like I said, the embroidery's the floss is over there on my husband's keyboard, and it's wrapped in plastic. Freya loves plastic. Like, yeah, I'm gonna have to see if maybe the bacon treat will help her feel better. Sometimes I wish cats and stuff could talk, so I could just be like, hey, what's wrong? What's got you, like, so antsy? But she is pacing right now. I feel so bad. I wish I could help her. Like, I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what's upsetting her. Since everyone else is fine, like the dogs are asleep. The other cat in the room is asleep. I mean, Siren came to greet me and walked away, but like that's just kind of what he does. He is constantly exploring. So yeah, no one else is really acting upset. So like I don't think it's the weather or anything. You can imagine nobody in this household really likes thunderstorms. Loud and scary and... Like, to be fair, I used to like thunderstorms till I almost got struck by lightning. True story. So, like, I was taking my dog out. Missy Boo, the older dog that just recently passed away. I was taking her outside at one point, like 2019 or something like that. And like it was like cloudy and like dark, but it wasn't even raining yet. It wasn't raining, but it seemed like it might. So I took her out, you know, because she doesn't like to go out. She didn't like to go out when it was raining, let alone storming. So I'm like, let's get her out, let's get her, you know, let's get all of the tanks empty, and we can hunker in. I kid you not, because I have a permanent bottom retainer. I felt it buzz a little bit, and so I rushed my dog in. I closed the door, and it's like a glass door to our backyard, and I was flash banged. It was like a bright flash of light, and immediately just one of the loudest bangs I'd ever heard. Once I finally like came to, I don't even know how this happened because I was like right by the door. I had just finished closing it, and then when my vision came back, I was like on the opposite side of the room. I think I must have just kept going out of pure adrenaline, but like I don't remember moving. But like I look outside, and in my backyard there is like a field, like a little patch of like burnt grass where the lightning had struck, and I was like, holy shit, we could have died. It was awful, and ever since then I've been just like a little uneasy with thunderstorms. Like I don't want to say it was like a traumatic incident, but I definitely became a little like, because before that I was like kind of comforted by the sound of thunder, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was relaxing to me, like falling asleep to a thunderstorm or just listening to like the distant rumbles. But after that, I was like, no thank you. I'm staying inside. I ain't taking a shower. I don't even know if that's a bad thing, like if you should or shouldn't take a shower during a thunderstorm. I ain't taking that chance anymore. I feel like God almost smoked me that day. I ain't giving him another chance. That was not the only bad bit of storm that we had in that particular house. We didn't live there for very long. Mostly because I got married not too long after that, so I just moved in with my husband. But like, there was like a really bad hailstorm, and like so bad that like it damaged our AC unit and our roof, and we had to apparently in house insurance, because hail is not a common occurrence here, so like we didn't have hail coverage. I think we had like ice coverage or whatever, but apparently there's like an act of God clause where like they're like, well, shit happens, we'll still cover this. Which is funny, because I've heard like with the California fires, there's like a similar act of God clause, but they use that to deny coverages? I don't know. I admittedly have not been following the California fires that much. My heart goes out to anyone involved. I just cannot. I can't. I feel like my plate is already full. I don't need to add another chicken breast to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't have the room emotionally or mentally to watch so many people's lives be ruined. I wonder if they got better. I feel like I haven't heard about it in a while, but I also feel like a fire that big wouldn't just be over. You know what I'm saying? I probably won't be over for so long. I feel like a lot of the country's been hurt recently by a lot of like natural disasters, because like the East Coast mountains, I think, got hit with such bad flooding that a lot of people drowned, right? And like roads and stuff were destroyed. I'm very grateful I live in an area that doesn't, like, the weather sucks, yeah, but we don't have like dangerous weather, if that makes sense. Like, we get the occasional tornado warning or whatever, but like we haven't had any like cataclysmic event like that happen. But I've noticed that even the storms that we do have, they've been trending a little worse. Like, a year or two ago, we had a bad ice storm. Like, rain was coming down from the sky, and it was immediately sticking to like trees and houses and stuff and freezing. Like, there was huge icicles and stuff coming off of the trees because it was just accumulating. And to tell you how bad it was, on one of our trees, so much ice accumulated that it literally toppled the tree. It pulled the tree out of the ground. That's not normal for here. We do not get weather like that. And also that was terrifying because the entire house shook. this is like the dead of night, right? My husband's at work. It's like just me and my pets. And like the entire house shook. And I'm like, oh my god, what happened? I ain't going outside in that weather to find out, but like, Jesus Christ. I cried the next day when I realized a tree died. I love trees, even though some trees don't like me. I tend to have like a little bit of like allergy to a lot of like evergreen trees. So you can imagine Christmas is very fun. We get fake trees. But there's a lot of stores that will have like our local Walmart will have just like little mini evergreen trees that are like real, and I have to take like allergy medicine before I go grocery shopping at like the month of December, because I just know I'm gonna have a like an allergic reaction to all of the like. It smells so good, but then I can't smell anything for the rest of the day. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I love trees. Probably a good thing since I live in a forest. You know, when there isn't a cornfield, there's trees. That's the only thing to look at in this region. Cornfield or trees. Nice hiking spots, though. Dogs love going on adventures like that. Finding a dog-friendly park, though, is always really hard. Which is a shame. Ooh, critically strike holy damage? Yes, please. Fire damage. Do I already have that? No? Yeah, give me that. Thank you for your business, my friend. Eveline. I don't have anything for a gift, though, Sag. Let's get that one ruby I wish I had now instead of later. Bonk. Come back! There we go. Shoot. And then the south got hit by a hurricane, right? I hope everyone can have a reprieve soon. Hopefully this was just one bad year. I have a feeling it's not, though. Because, like, doesn't global warming make the weather bad? I don't know. Like I said, my plate has too much on it. I don't need another chicken breast. Plus, I could try to limit my carbon intake as much as I can, and that's not going to make a difference. That isn't really an us problem. COVID showed that. Oh, are we allowed to talk about that now? I thought it was really silly how everybody couldn't say, you know, the thing that we were all actively living through. Like, it was just automatically, like, flagged. I thought that was really stupid. There we go. My tummy kind of hurts. I gotta be honest with you, I am gluten intolerant. Like, whenever I eat gluten, I get, like, a little sick. But I love, love, love Cheez-Its. Like, I have a problem. Okay, I have a problem. I know I'm gluten intolerant. I know gluten makes me sick. I eat Cheez-Its anyway. I got a box, grocery shopping this weekend. After we heard the news about Elvis, because I needed to stress eat some delicious, delectable poison. It's not really poison. Honestly, compared to a lot of snacks, the fact that I can understand most of the ingredients on that thing, I think that's alright. I just wish they'd make a gluten-free version. I sent them a message. I'm like, hey, would you consider making, like, gluten-free, because you're already using, like, skim milk and you use paprika instead of garlic powder, like a lot of the cheese cracker competition uses. So like I'm pretty sure if you just made like your Cheez-Its gluten-free, you could be like, I think you'd almost qualify to be certified low FODMAP. Like your cheese crackers would be so easy to eat. And they were like, we don't accept confidential information, but you help give us insights into the market as a whole. And I was like, alright, I guess. I hope they actually consider it, which it hasn't happened yet, but you know, fingers crossed. Because I want... they would make so much money out of me specifically if I could just always eat Cheez-Its. I mean, I'm sure my doctor is very happy to know that I can't just always be eating Cheez-Its. Though I feel like I earn my Cheez-Its because I take as much care of myself as I can. All things considered. Oh my goodness, it's Salem! Come here. Come here. Oh. Salem's another one of the kittens. But he was the runt of the litter. And like I said, with his mother being so bad, I was... oh, I'm so sorry. I was really worried that he wouldn't make it. And so he's kind of got me wrapped around his little paw. Like... so I was so scared he wasn't... because he was so small. He's also that one kitty that randomly was long-haired, so he's also super soft. Like, oh. I don't even have like a comparative, like, oh, he feels like, you know, cotton or whatever, because there's just nothing quite like how his fur feels. Hello? Oh. Ew. We win! To see if I get the right bosses. Though we don't get to see the queen, because we have to defeat 3 enemies here before we can see the queen. So, yeah, I don't know why I thought I'd get to the queen tonight. I was kind of forgot about that a little bit. But there we go. There was our first Nunholy victory. We love holy damage, and also having that many vampire levels turned out really good. But I'm going to call it here. I know it's a little bit early, but that's only like a half hour early. I was an hour late. I'm sorry I was late, but I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to do all the YouTubey stuff. I know, really cringe, especially coming from somebody like me. So hope you had a great time. Hope you have a good day. Bye.